Freakier Friday. Do we really need a sequel from a movie that's over 20 years old? Let's talk about it. So, Freakier Friday is a sequel to the 2003 movie starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, which is also a reboot from a movie in the 70s starring Jodie Foster, which I actually remember watching as a kid and I remember enjoying it. But yeah, so this movie does things a little differently. I mean, it's still the same premise, same story, right? Where there's a swapping that happens between bodies, but this time instead of just two people, there's four. So, Lindsay Lohan has a daughter. And she, falls in love with this guy who also has a daughter, and they're both single parents, and they both decide to get married, and both of their daughters don't get along. And that's basically what happens in this movie, and because of them not getting along, they have to learn a lesson, and, just the typical Freaky Friday things going on, and then they end up liking each other, right, and making things work. First thing to point out, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, it's great to see them back together in a movie like this. Like, they're so good. Their chemistry is great. They work so well off each other in this movie. And that is the best part of the movie is them. I mean, it worked so well in the first one, and then it works really well in this one as well. And you could tell they're having fun. I mean, at the end of the movie, there's bloopers, and you can see them having fun, and it's great, and it's great to see that. But I also feel like that's one of the flaws, because we know, and I think the filmmakers know that they work so well together, and that's what people want to see is them two together again, that it's all about just them, and instead of the two younger girls who are in this movie, who honestly are pretty good, I believe, also in this movie as actresses. The two younger girls is Julia Butler, who plays Harper Coleman, who's Lindsay Lohan's character's daughter, and then we have Sophia Hammonds, who plays Lily Reyes, who's Manny Jacinto's daughter. And they're supposed to be British. Manny and his daughter, they're both British. They moved over here from London. I like what they did between Jamie Lee Curtis's character and playing Tess and Sophia Hammonds playing Lily, because they're the ones who switch places. And I think a lot of people, when you first heard about this movie, you're like, how they're going to make this work? How are they going to make it work between these characters switching, and how they're going to switch? So it's them two are the ones that switch, and then Lindsay Lohan and her daughter, so Anna Harper, are the ones who switch. And they really do make it work. I don't want to spoil it, but they do. I feel they do make it work. Jamie Lee Curtis is relatable to this other girl, and I didn't even think about it until you're watching the movie. You're like, oh yeah, like that does make sense. And I feel like it did work. That did work. What I feel didn't work was there's a couple things that are mentioned or talked about in the movie, again without spoiling it, that aren't talked about more in the movie. Like, I feel like, not that we needed so many details about it or anything, but maybe just a little more information, because it does get a little bit confusing, and at the beginning you are kind of confused. Wait, but why are we in this situation, or why is this happening? And you do end up forgetting about it throughout the movie. I don't know if that was the plan, but some people might still get distracted and might still be thinking about this situation, again without spoiling it. But it is a fun movie. Manny Jacinto, like I said, he's in this movie. He does an okay job. I like Manny. I think he was the best part of The Acolyte, even though I didn't like that show. But in this movie, he's supposed to have a British accent, and I feel like he loses it throughout the movie. Like, I feel like Sophia Hammond, who plays his daughter, Lily, I feel like she does a better job with the accent, which it reminds me of a young Lindsay Lohan in Parent Trap when she had to talk with a British accent. Yeah, I just feel like he would lose it. Like, I would forget, oh yeah, he's British. While as Lily, the girl playing Lily, she never lost the accent. Like, she continued and she did good. There's a lot of good nostalgic moments in this movie that I feel, and they use them well. They don't overuse certain things, or they don't overuse certain characters just to bring them on there. Like, they're there for purpose, they're there for reasons, and they're there for cameos. Like, they don't really like make a big difference in the story in general. Like, there's a good amount of cameos, and then those that do maybe have a better purpose, like for example Chad Michael Murray, who's back in this movie as well as Jake. He does a good job, and his scenes are funny. Bringing him back is funny. My wife, who loved the original from 2003, and seeing certain characters come back, and she was really enjoying the movie, and I did too. They do something with him I don't want to spoil it, but they do something with him. There's something that happens in the first movie that they kind of bring back in this one, and it's honestly really, really funny. And they play with it, and they did a good job in playing with that. I feel. Again, it's a fun movie overall. Is it better than the first? No, I don't think it's better than the first. But it is a good movie. It is fun. Is it a little overlong? Maybe, but it makes sense because you have four characters now instead of just two who switched. Even though I do feel like they didn't give enough time to the two young girls, who is Anna and Tess, right? But they do give more time to Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, which again also makes sense because for two reasons. It makes sense because one, you want to see them two again, and their chemistry is great, and then also two, technically they are the younger girls who are in these older bodies. Which is something that they play along with so well. Kind of like how a lot of movies that are sequels years later, how they play along with the whole these characters are older and what these older characters go through now, right? And compared to when they were younger, and it's funny. Like those are the best moments of the movie and the funniest moments of the movie. Just seeing all the things that both of these characters are going through as they're older. Jamie Lee Curtis being the older grandmother that she is, and then now Lindsay Lohan being the older mother that she is in her 30s, which is not that old because I'm 34. But again, it's fun. Lindsay Lohan, it's great to see her back and back in a role like this. I don't know, was it just me or there's a certain part of the movie, and if you've seen it, there's no spoiler at all, but I feel like there's a certain part of the movie where she drops her phone, she picks it back up, and the screensaver, it looks like it's a picture of her from Parent Trap. I don't know if that was just me. I was like, wait, is that her from Parent Trap? But I don't know if that was me. If you've seen the movie, let me know. I'm gonna have to wait till streaming so I can rewatch it and pause it there. But again, overall, fun movie. It was good. It was a fun time. I laughed. The theater that I was in had a good amount of people, and I think it was great. It was great to do this sequel. Did they need to do a sequel? No, they didn't. They really didn't. The movie didn't need a sequel, but it was fun to see these characters. I do feel that they did do it the right way. I don't think it was confusing. I felt that the story was done right in order to make the switch happen again, and it worked out. Like for me, it did work. What didn't work was just those certain details that I mentioned. I give this movie I give it a 78. I mean, it's good. It's a good movie. It's fun. Like I said, they don't need a sequel. The chemistry's great. For me, what didn't work was just those things, right? So it was they didn't use the young girls enough. Manny kind of loses his accent, and then there's not a lot of information of what happened in between the last 20 some years. It's just kind of like really quick mention, like kind of just, okay, this is why, and that's it. I feel like if they could have given a little bit more, maybe have made it used it to make it a little more emotional, even though the movie does have its good emotional beats in it. But again, overall, it's fun, good nostalgic movie. Just like things that you want from the first one and this one, I feel like they do use it, they do give it to you, and that you will enjoy it. So if you really enjoyed the first one, for sure you'll enjoy this one. You'll have fun. If you didn't really care for it, then you won't care for this one. There's no need for you. Should it have been on streaming? Because that is a question, I guess, nowadays, right? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think Disney for sure knew that they were gonna make money out of this movie, and people were gonna go in the theater to watch it, especially those who grew up with the first one and grew up with these characters and wanting to see it again. And I for sure think that those were the people who were in the theater that I was in. So I think they knew that it was gonna be successful in the theater, which I haven't seen the numbers, but I think it is. So I think it was smart to put it in the theater. Again, yeah, it probably would have been better in streaming, but it didn't feel like a streaming movie. But like I said, overall, it was fun, good movie. I give it a 78. Let me know, have you seen Freakier Friday? Will you watch Freakier Friday? Does it interest you? Are you excited to see these two characters back and play around? Like I said, there's bloopers at the end, and it's great to see them have fun. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.